Listen up, while everyone's chasing the same old Memecoins, I just found something that could absolutely explode. We're talking about a token that's sitting at just $1.9 million market cap right now, and I genuinely believe this could be the next massive runner. But here's the thing, you've probably never heard of it, and that's exactly why we need to talk about it today. So I was scrolling through some lesser-known projects when my buddy hit me up about this token called DowGE. At first, I thought he was talking about some traditional finance play, but then I realized what we're dealing with here. This isn't just another dog coin or random meme. This is strategic brilliance wrapped in a Memecoin package. The ticker symbol, DowGE 6930. Sound familiar? It should. This is basically the crypto version of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but with that classic meme twist we all love. And before you roll your eyes thinking another copycat coin, let me explain why this is actually genius. The Dow Jones represents about $19.5 trillion in market value. That's trillion with a T. Now, I'm not saying DowGE token is going to hit those numbers overnight, but think about the psychological appeal here. In the last bull run, we saw something incredible happen. Traditional stock traders started flooding into crypto. Remember when Robinhood went down during all that GameStop madness? Those same retail traders who were fighting Wall Street suddenly discovered Dogecoin, and we all know how that story ended. Here's what most people don't realize. There are approximately 162 million adults in the United States alone who trade stocks. Add in the UK with about 12.5 million traders, Russia with 36 million, and we're looking at hundreds of millions of people worldwide who are familiar with traditional market terminology. When these traders see DowGE and that familiar ticker format, there's an instant connection. It's like speaking their language while introducing them to the wild world of Memecoins. Let me break down the numbers for you, because this is where it gets really interesting. DowGE is currently sitting at a $1.9 million market cap. Now, let's look at its closest competitor, S&P 6900, which is basically doing the same thing, but for the S&P 500 index. S&P 6900 is currently valued at around $1 billion. That's a 41.000% increase from its launch. But here's the kicker, if you're looking at S&P 6900 now, you've already missed the massive move. The early adopters made their money, and now they are looking for the next opportunity. That's where DowGE comes in. If DowGE were to reach just the same market cap as S&P 6900, that $1 billion mark, we're looking at a potential 526x return from current levels. Let's do some quick math here. If you invested $3,000 at current prices and DowGE hits that $1 billion market cap, you'd be looking at over $1.5 million. Even a $2,000 investment would net you over $1 million. These aren't just pipe dreams. We've seen this exact scenario play out with S&P 6900. What makes DowGE special isn't just the numbers, it's the perfect storm of factors that could drive massive adoption. First, the branding is absolutely on point. The name DowGE is pure genius. It combines Dow Jones with Dogecoin. This creates that immediate connection to both traditional finance and the most successful Memecoin in history. It's not an accident, it's brilliant marketing. Second, the visual appeal is incredible. The website is clean, professional, and actually looks like something a traditional finance person would take seriously. They've got stock tickers, familiar terminology, and that classic Wall Street aesthetic, but with a fun crypto twist. Third, the timing is perfect. We're heading into what many believe could be the biggest bull run in crypto history. Bitcoin is showing strength, altcoins are starting to move, and retail interest is building. This is exactly when crossover memecoins like DowGE tend to explode. Here's something most people aren't talking about. The traditional finance world is starting to take crypto seriously. We've got Bitcoin ETH, major institutions buying in, and even traditional banks offering crypto services. But here's the thing, while institutions are buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, retail investors are still looking for those explosive gains that only Memecoins can provide. DowGE bridges that gap perfectly. It gives traditional finance people something familiar to grab onto while still offering that Memecoin upside potential. Think about it this way: when someone who's been trading the actual Dow Jones for years sees this token, they immediately understand the concept. They don't need to learn about utility tokens or complex DeFi protocols. They just see a familiar name with massive upside potential. This is where DowGE really shines. The viral appeal is absolutely massive. Every time someone posts about it on social media, traditional finance people are going to recognize the name. Every time the actual Dow Jones is mentioned in the news, people are going to remember this token. The Memecoin space is all about viral moments and cultural connections. DowGE has both. It's got the dog connection, literally has Doge in the name. The finance connection looks like Dow Jones, and the rebellion angle flipping traditional finance. Now, let's be real for a minute. This is still a Memecoin, and Memecoins are inherently risky. The $9 million market cap means this is still very early stage, and early stage means higher risk, but also higher potential reward. However, compared to other Memecoins at similar market caps, DowGE has several advantages: strong branding and concept, professional website and presentation, active development team, clear target audience in the traditional finance crossover market, and unique positioning in the space. One thing I've noticed is that the DowGE community is growing rapidly. The team seems active, the website is constantly being updated, and there's genuine excitement building around the project. This isn't just some random token that someone threw together, there's real thought and strategy behind it. The community aspect is crucial for Memecoins. Without a strong, engaged community, even the best concept will fail. DowGE seems to have that community-building momentum that we saw with other successful Memecoins in their early stages. What really impresses me about DowGE is the strategic positioning. Instead of trying to compete directly with Dogecoin or other established Memecoins, they've carved out their own niche. They are targeting the massive crossover market between traditional finance and crypto. This is smart for several reasons: less direct competition, clearer target audience, built-in viral marketing potential, and natural growth catalyst every time traditional finance news hits the headlines. Based on my analysis, I believe anything under $15 million market cap is a phenomenal entry point for DowGE. At current prices around $9 million, we're talking about getting in at the absolute ground floor. Once DowGE hits that $15 million mark, it starts attracting more attention from larger crypto influencers and communities. That's when the real viral growth typically begins for Memecoins. The crypto market is heating up. Traditional finance people are starting to pay attention to Memecoins, and DowGE is positioned perfectly to capture both audiences. If you're looking for that next potential 100x or 1000x opportunity, this might be it. What's really exciting is the potential for mainstream adoption. When you have a token that appeals to both crypto degens and traditional finance folks, you're looking at a much larger potential market. The 162 million stock traders in the US alone represent a massive untapped market for crypto. And here's the thing about timing: we're at that perfect moment where traditional finance is starting to embrace crypto, but most people still don't know about the massive gains possible in Memecoins. DowGE could be the bridge that brings millions of new people into the space. The ticker DowGE 6930 is also cleverly designed. The 69 is obvious meme culture, and the 30 represents the 30 stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's these little details that show this isn't just another random Memecoin, there's real thought behind every aspect. Looking at the website, they've got everything from Apple stock references to other major companies, all presented in a way that feels familiar to traditional traders, but exciting for crypto enthusiasts. It's like they've created the perfect Trojan horse to bring traditional finance into the Memecoin space. The rebellion aspect is also huge. The messaging around flipping the game, and disrupting traditional finance resonates with both crypto natives who have always been anti-establishment and traditional traders who are frustrated with the current system. Think about all the people who got burned by traditional finance over the years, who have watched the rich get richer or they grind away. DowGE gives them a chance to be part of something that could genuinely disrupt that system while making life-changing money in the process. Remember, the biggest gains in crypto come from finding quality projects early. DowGE is about as early as it gets for a project with this level of potential. The question isn't whether DowGE will pump, it's whether you'll be holding when it does. I'm not saying DowGE is guaranteed to moon. No investment is guaranteed, and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. But when I look at all the factors, the timing, the branding, the market opportunity, the viral potential, I see something special here. The next few months are going to be absolutely crucial for the crypto market. We're seeing institutional adoption accelerate, retail interest building, and the perfect storm for Memecoin mania. DowGE is positioned to ride that wave better than almost any other project I've seen. So there you have it, DowGE at $1.9 million market cap, with the potential to follow S&P 6,900's path to $1 billion and beyond. Whether you decide to ape in or just keep it on your watch list, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. The traditional finance crossover play is real, and DowGE might just be the token that makes it happen. Asterisk, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and risky. Asterisk.